Well, good evening. The Who's today were on at Canterbury Park, and it didn't play like Canterbury Park. The track played very fair today. I must admit, this is the fairest Canterbury's played for a long time. The track was good. The rail was 3 metres out. There was a nice easterly wind blowing. Didn't have any effect on any runners. Out of the 7 runners, there were 3 leaders that won. And there were a couple of runners that came from last. As I say, the track played very fair. In the first race, we had 109.3 on the screen, but I can assure you there was only 98% in the marketplace. And this race was won by G'day Kitty, who came from 3rd last. There wasn't a real fast pace up front, and it was able to get wide in the straight and come down the outside and win. But it won by 3/4 of a length, 0.8 of a length. But there were 2 very unlucky runners in the race. The second horse, which started $5 favourite, Penometer, it sat back in 3rd last position after being eased at the start, and was Nash was aboard. Unfortunately for Nash, he got held up turning for home very badly. When he got clear, of course, the bird had flown, but there was another runner just as equal, if not more unlucky, and that was Wine and Dine, ridden by clever Karen McAvoy. It settled down a clear last after it was just eased out at the start again, and it was a clear last. And when they turned for home, Karen went for inside runs, and he was inside. Nash on the second horse, and when Nash got clear, then he had to get clear. And when he did, he made up more ground than any other runner. And I dare say that both of them should have cornelled the race, with possibly the horse running 4th, Wine and Dine. It really should have won. So we got to the second race, and there was 103.6 on the screen. There was about a little bit less in the marketplace, about 101. And this was won by the Avery Pipette, ridden by Nash. We put it up $1.80, went straight to the lead. Sitting second was Del Rommel, and third, tucked in behind them, was Carnegie Royal, and the third pick, Retort Corius, was sitting in 4th position. Well, Nash got a nice easy lead here, and when they got to about the 600, he clicked up, and Del Rommel dropped off, and it was up to Retort Corius, ridden by Bold Blake Shin, to go out after it. Nash established a winning lead on the turn, and he beat the second pick by Retort Corius by 0.8 of a length, and the third pick was 3 1/3 lengths away back in 3rd position. As I say, we put it up $1.80. The Pet got it out to $2.10. It started evens, hard to get, whilst Retort Courteous went from $3 out to $3.20, back into about $2.80 or $2.90. And Del Rommel went from 7 to 2, $4.60 out to $7. Race, how they ran is Nash getting the easy lead was the difference. Race 3, this was no good at all. I lost on this race, I must admit. $41 was given about the winner de Lagos. It was $41 into $26. I never bet better than 26 because we were still able to lose on it at that price. There was 101 in the marketplace on the screen, but only 93 on the screen, and it sat back in 3rd last position, ridden by Blake Shin de Lagos, and it made up a ton of ground. But why wouldn't he be able to make up a ton of ground? The leaders in this race, it led on the fence, Happy Galaxy. On its outside was Young Fun. And for excuse me, early in the piece was the first start of Foxbat, and they did get along. They were humming up in front. It was a good 3 lengths back to Imperial, number 3, and then it was a good 3 or 4 lengths back to the rest of the other 5 runners. When they got to the home turn, the 2 leaders, Happy Galaxy and the well-backed Young Fun, they got a stitch, and by this time, before the turn, Foxbat had eased off from barrier 1, and it got a good suck for a few furlongs into the straight, got past the leaders very easily. and it looked like it was going to get the cash. But for the fast-paced hold and coming from well back in the field, as I say, was Galagos to win by about a neck or a head on the line, and that was that was the race. As I say, the winner was $41 given into 26 hard to get. Happy Galaxy, it went from $3 out to $4.20 back into $3.30. Young Fun, it went from $4 out to $5 back into $4 hard to get. And Foxbat, it was liable early in the piece. We put it up $3. It was into $2.80, and after it firmed into $2.80, it was fly blown in the ring, and it got out to $4 at the end of betting. It would have been a great result for me, but as I say, I lost on the race, and we only gave 93% in the race. Race number 4. Well, this had its birthday. It struck the lottery. It was an act of God. This favourite one, Strat's Diamond. It went straight to the lead. I was $3.40, I think, when they jumped. It went straight to the lead, Strat's Diamond. Sitting on its outside was the number 3, Rock de Floor, getting a good run behind him, Brilliant Stitzel. Trap 3 wide in the run was the first starter, Canasta Queen. It was a good effort after sitting 3 wide all the way. It only got beat 0.4 of a length, and it only had to slot in, and it would have won. And the horse that ran 5th in the race, the 40-to-1 chance, 4 tracks for kids. Well, it was extremely unlucky. When they hit the line, between the first 5 runners, there was only, or the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the first 6 runners, there was only 0.9 of a length. Then it was 1.3 lengths to another runner. That was Rock de Floor, and the roughie of the field down the bottom, Chickabee. It was a long way back, about 8.3 lengths. But as I say, it struck the lottery, winning this favourite, Strata's Diamond. The 40-to-1 chance for tracks for kids, well, it settled down in, it missed the Kickby 2 lengths, and then he went straight to the fence, Nathan Berry, and the horse pulled on him in the run, and when they turned for home, he'd slid up on the fence looking for a split, but it wasn't until the 150-metre mark he got clear and finally eased off runners' heels. And as I say, he finished up running 5th, but only beaten about 0.8 of a length. It should have got the cash, and it also was a very good run, Canasta Queen. They nearly should have Cornell of the race, and but for the Grumble and Grudders, they got the Avery home, and that was Strata's Diamond. I did an absolute bucketful on it. There was another runner very well backed in this race. Now, first of all, I'll go back before I'll tell you who was well backed. Why wouldn't it have been well backed? On the screen, there was only 94.2, and in the marketplace, 4 less, and 90% we gave. These were the flux. Rock de Floor went from $5.50 to $8. Brilliant Stitzel went from $5.50 to $7.50 back to $4.80. On a given day, went from $9 out to $12 back into $9. Show Line went from 16 into 15. Strata's Diamond was $3 out into $2.90, back out to $3.40 when they jumped. Canasta Queen, $6 was given, $3.50 out to $6, back into $5.50. 4 tracks for kids was 25 out to 41, and the bottom one, Chickabee, was 51 into 41. Not worth a caser, and that's but the favourite won the race. The next race, there was 107.2 on the screen, but only an even 100 in the marketplace, and this race was won by the very well backed starting favourite, Skiptown. As much as $6.50, plenty of $6, but $6.50 was given about Skiptown, and this race was run at a fairly fast pace. Going straight to the lead was Beacon, who struck the lottery, as I might have told you when it won it at Gosford last start. It went straight to the front with Gianfranco chasing it, and the top weight, Happy Finish, in 3rd place. Getting trapped wide in the run was a Flight of Pegasus back in the field, so its run can be overlooked. And also coming out of the barriers fairly poorly was Long Rain, who should have got the cash. It ran second. It came out in last position and settled down in last position. And when they hit the first bend, there was a bit of interference with a runner falling back and checking. Lady Pageant got checked, who was extremely well back from. I'll get to the flux in a minute. Who was extremely well backed. It was checked. So was Long Rain, and so was Flight to Pegasus. Skip Town, the winner, while this was all happening, was sitting in fifth position, getting a good run, and it was able to ease off heels, turning for home. Going along the fence from barrier 2, getting inside the leader and hitting the running rail and being squashed up a bit was Masterstroke, but it had its chance. And then coming right down the outside after missing the kick, as I say, copping interference and run, and widest on the turn was Long Rain, who should have got the cash. Bookies reached for it. They knew it couldn't win. It went up $4, got out to as much as $6, plenty of $5.50, and it started that price when they jumped $5.50. Should have got the cash. That's about all you'd say there. The flux in this race, Happy Finish went from 17 out to 21. Long Rain, as I said, $4 out to 6, back to 5.50. A Real Prince, $8 out to $11, back into 10. Beckon, well, they only returned Beckon $5.50. I was $6.50 when they jumped. It went from $5 to $6.50 on my board. I did pluck some section out of it. Flight of Pegasus went from $10 into $9. Skip Town opened up $5, got out to as much as $6.50, but only started $4.80 favourite. The next runner, Masterstroke, went from $7 out to $9.50. The next runner, Gianfranco, was 11 into 10. General JB was 30 out to 40. And the bottom one, as I said, Lady Pageant, extremely well backed. I didn't want to miss it. I gave $19. It started $12. It took out plenty of section. Now we got to the second last. This wasn't worth a drink of water. And what a performance the winner put up. For a start, there was only 96.2% on the board, on the screen, and in the marketplace, 6 less, only 90% given. I'll give you the flux first. Now, this was a huge result for the bookies. Huge result, because the winner, Saurus, it didn't have a price. It went from $2.80 out to $4.60. 7-4 the field, will say Saurus. And at the finish, it was, would the owners please step forward of Saurus? And it was $4.60, and no one in sight to take it. A huge result for the bookies. Now, the next runner, King's Dominion, how in the hell was it going to win? It went up $3.20, got out to $4.60 on my board, or $4.40 at least. It only started $3.80. It was extremely well backed, and it started the Avery. Had every possible chance, sat third on the fence behind the leader. The next runner was 50 out to 60 at the crease. Hort Normandy, it was 15 out to 17. Senator Moore was $8.50 out to 11, back into 10. Angelican, well, it was extremely well back from $8 into $5.50 at one stage, back out to $6 when they jumped. Randall, who sat outside Angelican, who led, it sat on its outside Randall. It was extremely well backed. You won't believe it, but as much as $7 was given on the fence, 6 out to 7, back into as little as $4.60 or $4.80, extremely well backed. And when Nash got off the fence behind the leader on the turn, he gave Randall a bit of a nudge, and it dropped out and ran beaten 12.4 lengths. But the vet ran his hand over and said it was very sore behind, and it's going for a spell. Then we got down to the bottom one, Roman Alliance, and it was back from why wouldn't it be, 50 into $26. Roman Alliance, only 90% given, and as I say, but it was a huge result for the bookies. When they jumped, Saurus, who hasn't got a real lot of pace, but it was poleaxed at the start by Roman Alliance, who drew on its outside, and when they hit the first bend, it was hard ridden, Saurus in last position, and when they got down at the after they went out the back straight, he eased off heels, jovial Josh Parr, and he came very wide, but kept on coming. And while all this was happening, of course, up in front was the well-backed Angelican, and it had got clear. It had shaken them off more or less, but down the outside, the judge was going to put his number in the frame for sure, Angelican, but down the outside, very wide on the track, came Soros and won by 0.2 of a length. The bookies cheered. In the last race, on the screen, 103.3 for the robots, but in the marketplace, there was only 96%. These were the flux. Miss Venus went from 17 out to 26. Lots of Lobbin went from 10 to 13. The winner, Ruby Regina, went from $9 to 13. Shade of Green went from $12 out to 13. Caesar's Princess didn't have a price, more or less like the top four runners, $6 out to 8. XL Equa went from $6.50 out to $8. The next one was scratch. Moss Money went from $6.50 out to $8.50 back into 8. Rain Alert went from $7 out to $11. Belfalante, $12 to 15 back into 14. And the bottom one, which started favourite, Branna Knickers, it was $4.60 out to $5 back into $3.60. Extremely well back, had every possible chance. And this was one of the 3 leaders, or how many leaders won all day? Yeah, 3 leaders. This is one of the 3 leaders that won, led on the fence and won. Talking about Ruby Regina, who had a stack of gear changes today. It was able to lead on the fence, and the horse sitting on its outside, it was Caesar's Princess, who they said was going to be ridden with a sit today, and they did. And that might have been the undoing of it. It might have been better off going straight to the lead, Nash. It might have got the cash. But it sat on the outside of the leader and got beat 0.4 of a length. And coming off their heels, being held up, turning for home from barrier 1 was Moss Money. Just lost a little bit of its momentum easing around the heels, and that was only beaten, was 0.1 by 0.4. It was beaten 0.4, the third horse, Moss Money. It came off Moss Money's back, through along the fence, the favourite, Branna Knickers, and it finish up running 4th. So that was about the story there. As I say, the track for Canterbury played as the fairest it's played for a long, long time. It'd be great to see it stay that way instead of being a greyhound track. That was the Canterbury of old a bit today, where you could lead and you could also come from behind if there was a bit of pace. That's about all I'd say. Have you had any luck? It feels like it's Christmas because I know it's close, but tomorrow there's no provincials. Isn't it wonderful? Saturday could be a good meeting because there's no provincials, and well, there's 1,000 meetings on tomorrow and on Friday, but it might the punters might be able to save up a little bit and be able to have a few more bets on Saturday at Rose Hill. So I'll see you there. Good evening.